waters of the sportsman's paradise, stories emerge. Stories of the generations of people who have shared in the bounties of the land. Stories of communities that have persevered through natural disasters. Stories of the abundance of fish, wildlife, and adventures that create an ecosystem rich in diversity. And from the silted banks of the mighty Mississippi to the soggy marsh bottoms, from the tops of towering pine forests to the depths of the salty Gulf, human and animal have shared this fortune for centuries. Enjoy these stories as told by outdoor journalists who travel across our state, documenting the adventure, sportsmanship, and heritage that make us Bayou Wild.
Well, 2018 is gone and 2019 is here. Welcome to a new season of Bayou Wild TV. We're at our home base of Morton's Seafood Restaurant in Madisonville, right along the Tchefuncte River. We're basically going to take this episode to preview all the things we've been doing over the past few months that you haven't seen yet and show you what's coming up this season.
Good shot, good shot! Closed captioning made possible by Ceto.com. Become a member. Discover the taste of Louisiana that's seasoned just right. Boiled to perfection. Enriched with tradition. A taste that's savory, crispy, and a little sweet. Discover the taste of Louisiana fish fry products. Lucky enough to bag a deer or a hog this season, bring it here to Double D. Double D processes hogs and exotic game and guarantees your product is always the meat you brought to Double D.
Double D Meats in Bogalusa, home of country smoked, spicy jalapeno cheddar, and other customized flavors.
Bring your deer or your hog here to Double D, where you always get your meat back in return. It's worth a drive to Bogalusa from anywhere. Double D.
Hackberry Rod and Gun, amazing duck hunting out there in the western half of the state. Here in southeast Louisiana, we get a lot of ducks, but they get some variety over there. And that hunt we took, we saw over 7 different species, and I got my first pintail drake, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, I think I'm going to get that one on the wall pretty soon.
Let's take you there now and tell you the story of Hackberry Rod and Gun and of a great hunt we had.
Hackberry Rod and Gun started in 1975, just a fishing operation. But my stepdad, Terry Shaughnessy, he just ran a one-boat operation out of a dock there, Dugas Landing. And in 1978, he leased his first duck land and started with 5 blinds that year. I started hunting with him then. I was going to college at the time. And then in '79 is when I just decided I was having more fun fishing than going to school. So I started fishing every day, you know, and we started 2 boats, and then we got more duck blinds, more duck property, and so today, you know, we're hunting we're right at 12,000 acres total. We hunt 15 duck blinds on it. Have 15 full-time guides. It's still a family business.
It's really cool to see a different variety of ducks in one place. You've got some freshwater marsh out here that you don't see in a lot of parts of the state. The birds were difficult today. They didn't come into the decoys like you'd expect early season, but we stayed out here, made it work, and got a few.
It's been a while since I've been here in southwest Louisiana duck hunting. I don't know why, because look what the result was.
It can be challenging working with your family, and it can also be rewarding, you know, because I mean, we have customers that come here all the time and go, how do you three brothers work together? But you know, for the most part, I would say that they've done great working as brothers together for 30 plus years.
Times are going to change, and we try to change with them, but I know that Kirk Sunbred will be stepping in and taking some sort of role, maybe even an ownership at one time, and hopefully I'm not still fishing, not still guiding as much, but you know, I'd like to see it grow, you know. I'd like to see it stay strong like it is, for sure.
You will see a lot more about hackberry rod and gun in an upcoming episode. You're also going to see a great Cajun invasion. Now, not the one we went to Alaska, but it was as cold as Alaska.
Another cold spot.
Exactly. I'm talking about South Dakota. Some Louisianians followed us up there, and we had a great time hunting the big birds called pheasants.
Came up here not knowing what to expect, wanting to hunt pheasant for a long time. Finally, when I made it up here, it's just been a wonderful experience. The Bad River Birds and Bucks Lodge here has just been fantastic. The guides have been more than accommodating with everything we wanted to do, getting us on the birds, making sure we all had a chance to shoot. Not that all of us could hit, because I can say I wasn't one of the top shooters here, but did give us all an opportunity to shoot, and it was just absolutely fantastic.
Well, pheasants are generally a running bird, so we like to get them surrounded as best we can so they can't just vacate the premises before we even get a chance to shoot at them. So we like to set up a group of what we call walkers, who are going to push the birds down to one end of the cover that we're hunting. And then we like to set up a bunch of blockers. We're going to keep the birds from just blowing out the far end. We also put out flankers, who are the guys that keep the birds from just going out the sides. And hopefully, if we do it right, we end up at the end in a big circle. The birds get up nice and high, and we shoot every one of the roosters that comes up.
I actually think it's a great experience for couples. You know, I'd like to actually see more women take an opportunity to learn hunting and fishing. I think it's beautiful being in the outdoors, and maybe there are a lot of female hunters or female folks who don't realize that there are tremendous opportunities to go out into the outdoors, spend time with your husband, even if you, or your boyfriend, even if you don't want to hunt. There's plenty of opportunities to take shots with cameras and look at nature, and it's just a really great time to be outdoors with the person that you care about.
You know, there are some people that really do a lot of behind-the-scenes work to promote hunting and fishing products. Marketing directors, marketing managers, and one of our local friends, Dennis Bro, actually held this great event. We went down to Venice, we did some fishing, and we went to a confluence where basically all of these brands showcased what they had to share. We talked to Dennis about his job and what he does to take the product to the shelves, to you at your home, and how he kind of really brings it all together for them.
I'm an independent sales rep, and our agency represented about 24 lines of hunting, fishing, and outdoor products. I'm the guy that goes into all the accounts. I'm the one who deals directly with the retailers. So any any retailer in the New Orleans area, I'm the direct contact for the factories that we represent. You can't BS your way through this. You can tell when someone doesn't know what they're talking about. So if you can walk inside an account and you can talk the product and you can and you've got real life experience with the products, it goes a long way. So having a passion for the outdoors is extremely important to be successful in this industry.
Hi, I'm Donnie Rouse. There are a lot of different reasons to shop at Rouse's.
It's the people. Everybody that works here is just so nice.
Our stores get deliveries 7 days a week.
They have such a wide variety at Rouse's. Everything's in stock. I mean, everything.
We use Rouse family recipes and ingredients found right here in the store.
It's the food. Rouse's food tastes like homemade.
And they're local.
Like us.
We also have great prices.
That's the difference Rouse's makes.
Here's how I guarantee my crawfish tastes great every time. I use what the pros use. I use Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Why do the pros use Louisiana Fish Fry seafood boil?
Because, guys, it has more herbs and spices.
It has a much better flavor.
It's easy, just pour and boil.
Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Find the yellow bag, pour and boil for great crawfish every time. There's some folks that really go unheralded that do a very important job when it comes to conservation. I'm talking about our enforcement agents.
Right.
I have a friend, Major Sandy Darez, who is retired after a long career. His dad was an agent, he was an agent, and he talks about some of the changes that he's seen over the years, enforcement division, and what's involved in it. We take you there now and let Major Sandy Darez kind of tell you the story of what it's like to be one of our agents.
I would say that things are much more professional now. You know, my dad actually patrolled in his personal vehicle. They installed a radio, a little dash light, and I guess he got compensated for mileage or whatever. You know, they used to say back when, in the years when he started, they would issue you a badge and a ticket book and send you to work. You know, so there was training, but it was pretty minimal, you know, a couple weeks here and there. Nowadays you have a 6-month academy, and there's physical as well as academic things that you have to accomplish. I find the department much more professional in the way that they approach people, the way that they deal with officer safety issues. You know, we really, when I started, we were being trained at LSU. Typically it was 5 8-hour periods, and I would say in my time in the field, we never ever stuck to it for the whole week because of complaints, call-outs in the middle of the night. You know, that was the hardest thing for families, I believe. You know, if you think about it, you're working weekends, you're working holidays, you're working early mornings or late afternoons or nights, and it really is hard on your family life. It's a little more regimented now. I believe they're working more 12-hour shifts, so they get more days off during the time, and I'm pretty sure they get every other weekend off, which we would go months and months without a weekend off.
An important piece of our story here on Bayou Wild is conservation of our natural resources. And from time to time in 2019, you can count on us to bring you some features that relate to keeping our wetlands preserved for future generations.
Today we're losing more and more of our wetlands, and it's been estimated in terms of size of football field that we lose an hour. The wetlands are important to us also because it's a great gift that we got from Mother Nature, where we can go and fish and recreate and meditate.
You know, being in the wetlands is just being alive. It just makes you feel alive with nature, alive with the natural resources. It's a feeling that you don't get anywhere else. And sometimes it happens when there's a big weather system moving in. Sometimes you see something with a dolphin, or maybe you'll see a pelican, or maybe you'll see some mammal or something, alligators, and you just feel like this is what I'm part of. This is Earth. This is real life.
There's no place else in the world you have wetlands like we have here in Louisiana. They were a gift, and any gift that you get, you must protect. And I encourage all of our people, particularly our young people, this is for you and your children. Go out and see those wetlands and become a part of the movement to protect them.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
Discover the taste of Louisiana that's seasoned just right, boiled to perfection, and rich with tradition. A taste that's savory, crispy, and a little sweet. Discover the taste of Louisiana fish fry products.
Find out if alternative treatment is the answer to your pet's health issues. Contact Dr. G at vetnaturally.com.
A fan favorite on the show, of course, is our cooking segment. We go to a lot of different restaurants, talk to a lot of different chefs, and of course our household, John Folse out at White Oak Plantation, got a lot of great cooking segments we've got for you coming up in 2019.
Talking about outdoors, we're talking about sandwiches, we're talking about simplicity, we're talking about things that taste good, and often we forget about the things that really are classic. Like today, we got to talking about the classic lobster roll. And in Louisiana, when we put anything on bread, it's normally a po' boy, right? It's going to be something hot. It's going to be something we're frying, oysters or whatever, a nice sauce. And that's classic for us. And people come from all over the country to sit down at that table. But I'm also getting questions about how do we mimic some of the great dishes other people have? Well, a lobster roll that's been so famous for so many years throughout the country, people go to New York and New England to do it. The only thing that's good about it is, not good, I mean lobster's great. They have that open top roll that they toast in butter. Well, we can do that, there's nothing to it. And lobster's great, but shrimp and crab, jumbo lump.
Hey, I ain't going to New England to get it. We got what we need right here.
So let me show you what we have. First of all, I took some shrimp, and I did what we always love to do. We took just a little crab boil and all that, because I don't want to change what Louisianians love or people coming to Louisiana to enjoy. I want to make sure they're getting what they love as well. So I'm just using a 21, 25 count shrimp here, and I'm just going to poach it for a minute. You know, people overcook the heck out of this.
No, do they?
And I don't know why people think you have to just boil these things. You notice my water's not even boiling here. It's just sitting at about 190 degrees. The shrimp are just really beautifully curling and getting firm. And that's just about all I want to happen here. I'll take them out and I'll chill them down. And of course, they're going to look just like this when they're done. So now, to make the classic lobster roll, they would just take lobster meat, put a couple of little seasonings in, and that's it. But we're going to do something different. So you ready to dump a little bit of that crab meat in there?
All right.
I'll say a little bit, you know, a jumbo lump, you can throw it all in there. Look, whatever we don't put on the sandwich.
We're going to do it all.
Now you go ahead and put all that chopped shrimp right on top of that.
All right, let's start down here.
Oh yeah, you can knock it all down in there. And you can save this to eat while we're making the sandwich, right?
All right.
Okay, good. Now, of course, we're gonna go in with, again, classic seasonings. And the good thing about Louisiana, you all have your own classic season. I'm gonna use onion, celery, bell pepper. I'm gonna put a little thyme and basil in it. But you don't wanna cook the seasonings. You wanna just cut them really nice and tight so that they're not good, so you can eat them easily. At the same time, a good thick mayonnaise, really nice and thick. You want a little spice in here too. So Don, why don't you go ahead and just dump all of that mayonnaise down in it? You got that? And again, what's going to make this really special, this isn't a hamburger bun, y'all. This is a split top roll, and you can see from the inside that nice egg color in it. You can buy this at all of the stores. It's just a split top roll that a lobster dish would go into. How's that looking?
Looking pretty good.
Okay, so we're gonna just let that continue. You want it to sit now. You don't want to just put it into the sandwich. You want all of the flavors of the crab meat, the flavors of the mayonnaise, the flavor of the Creole mustard, all those seasonings. Let them sit for a little while. I'd say a half hour in the refrigerator.
I don't know if I can wait. How long?
You can take a little bit, about an hour or so. That's when it's going to be good, okay?
Ooh, and it's even going to get better. Coming up, another dish from the kitchen of Chef John Foltz.
A great Creole shrimp and crab lobster roll.
Can you smell it?
Hi, I'm Donnie Rouse. There are a lot of different reasons to shop at Rouse's.
It's the people. Everybody that works here is just so nice.
Our stores get deliveries 7 days a week.
They have such a wide variety at Rouse's. Everything's in stock. I mean, everything.
We use Rouse family recipes and ingredients found right here in the store.
It's the food. Rouse's food tastes like homemade.
And they're local.
Like us.
We also have great prices.
That's the difference Rouse's makes.
Discover the taste of Louisiana that's seasoned just right. Boiled to perfection, and rich with tradition. A taste that's savory, crispy, and a little sweet. Discover the taste of Louisiana fish fry products.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
You may have heard of the restaurant in the French Quarter, Huck Finn's. Well, it's no longer Huck Finn's. It's actually called Coterie now. One of the best char-grilled oysters I've had around in the French Quarter. You definitely need to check them out. They're down there. They've got some great char-grilled oysters. We also had some gumbo. We're going to take you down to Coterie in the French Quarter. As with any good Cajun recipe, it all starts with the base, and that can be a little intimidating. So now we're going to make the base to the shrimp and grits, but barbecued shrimp.
That's right. First, we're going to start out with some local beer.
Do you find that using a local beer kind of enhances the recipe a little bit?
Everything about our place is local ingredients. Everything's fresher, a little better. Here we go. Next is the heat. A little Cristal Hot Sauce.
Cristal seems to be pretty popular around here. Tabasco is good, but Cristal has a little different flavor to it. And we have our heat on. How do you want your heat to be on? Do you want it boiling,
We're going to bring this all the way up to a boil. Then we're going to turn it down to a simmer and let it reduce for about 20 minutes.
And what do we have? This is Worcestershire.
This is our Worcestershire. That's
Worcestershire?
Worcestershire. That's the base to all the New Orleans barbecue shrimp sauce.
Before I moved to New Orleans, I didn't really know what New Orleans or Louisiana barbecue, you think of barbecue, you think of barbecue sauce, but I didn't know how much went into this deliciousness here. All right, this is complicated.
This is our super secret here. This is all of our seasonings, our house seasonings, our fresh herbs, and our zest from our citrus.
I know there's some rosemary in here. I'm not sure what that is.
Some citrus zest.
Citrus.
It's not going to have a roux in it, so it's going to reduce a little bit. It's just going to thicken up slightly, but it won't have that gravy roux finish. It'll still be a runny product.
There are a lot of oyster restaurants in New Orleans and in the French Quarter, but I have to say, not going to lie, these are some of the better ones I've ever had. But one thing I noticed with your oysters, these are turbos. Not the kind I would necessarily want as a raw oyster.
No, bigger is better when you're charbroiling.
Why is that?
Because they're going to cook down a little bit, and they're going to shrink up. So you want your bigger oysters when you're charbroiling.
And I can't work in this restaurant because I don't meet the height requirement for the char grill here. So we're going to leave this up to the professionals. Yummy. Char grilled oysters on the corner of Iberville and Decatur at Cody's.
Here's how I guarantee my crawfish tastes great every time. I use Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Why do the pros use Louisiana Fish Fry seafood boil?
Because the flavor is so good.
Louisiana Fish Fry seafood boil has more garlic, onion, paprika, lemon, and not too much salt.
Louisiana Fish Fry brand seafood boil. Find the yellow bag and pour and boil for great crawfish every time.
Hey y'all, it's Sam Barbera. I'm with the Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries Foundation. The foundation is a nonprofit that raises funds and provides support for the Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries Department. We assist with numerous projects like black bear, whooping crane, bald eagle, as well as family, youth, and women's workshops. For all of the information on the foundation, visit lawff.org. We need your support to help our wildlife and fisheries. Visit lawff.org.
Lots to look forward to in 2019. Lots of hunts and more fishing, of course. We've got a lot of things in the can for you, and you can check them all out on YouTube as well.
And don't forget to watch us on Facebook because we'll be announcing the next contest that'll be coming up.
That's right.
And what we're going to ask you to do is get your Bayou Wild collection items, hats, t-shirts, dry shirts, and get out there and send us pictures of what you're doing and how you did it and who you were with.
And you can get those at BayouWildTV.com. Just follow the link for the merchandise, pick out your favorite one, and wear it in the outdoors.